What up, world? This is Bruce the Boss Brooks coming at you live from back in my hometown of San Antonio, Texas. I am back from Georgia after visiting the folks. And today's topic is, again, a continuation of what's going on in Kenosha. So, what led to this one is, and the topic is actually more so along the lines of media manipulation and also when will the liberals learn their lessons. So, I go onto my Twitter feed, and lo and behold, I see this article here. Notice how they painted one of the people who were shot in Kenosha as, and again, he is a gunshot victim, but it's up to debate, and that it was self-defense that the kid Kyle Rittenhouse was exercising. But anyway, look at the media bias here. Despite the fact that all of the videos show that Kyle was running, and I'm going to put the link in the description box below of the various videos, especially with this being YouTube's. I don't want to at least show the first video because it is, can be considered graphic, and me being new to this, channel thing. I don't want any issues or any problems with this video getting circulated. Speaking of which, again, if you like what I've been putting out so far, please like, comment, and/or share, and subscribe to the channel. But I'll put a link to the first shooting in the description box below, where it clearly shows, even in that one, him running from a crowd. And he fires a warning shot saying, hey, back up. And while the others do so, one of the individuals, and I'm not too sure which of the three that one was, but continues to come at him, throws something at him. It wasn't a Molotov cocktail. I took another look at it. It looked more just like a paper bag. Nothing exploded or set on fire. But he continues to come at Kyle, and tries to grab the gun. They wrestle. Kyle gets away from him again, and he shoots some more, and that's when he gets shot. A lot of people are just looking at the second video and saying, oh, well, they were chasing him because he shot someone. Well, if you look at the first video, that too was in self-defense. He's running from a mob of people. And again, he fired a warning shot. What can you do if they keep coming at you after that? And then in the second video, which I'll show a link to it right now, so again, as you can see now in this video, if you have a chance later, watch the link to the first video, but the second video is the one that gets the most circulation, where he's clearly running away. He's not the aggressor. I have friends on Facebook who will say, oh, well, they were just trying to stop a killer from getting away and escaping persecution. Again, if you see the first video of the first shooting, it was the exact same scenario. He's running from a group. He fires a warning shot. They continue to, one guy, the first victim, continues to come at him. And as he's trying to wrestle the gun away from him, Kyle gets it back and fires, because now it's like either me or him, because if he gets the gun, he's going to turn it around on me now. And Kyle does check in on him until he's told, yo, get out of here. They're going to come after you, which is what he does. And that's exactly what the rest of the mob did. They come after Kyle. He's fleeing. You have these people burning down businesses, burning down property not belonging to them, in some cases burning down homes. At no point does the media call them out and say, look at these rioters, look at these criminals, because that's what you are doing when you're destroying someone else's property. You're destroying, when you're destroying someone else's property, you're committing a crime. But they won't pay them as that. But if you fight back to defend that property, they'll call the people who, and it's unfortunate again that they lost their life, but they'll call the attackers the victims and try to paint them as these angels, these good guys protecting their girlfriends or protecting the people around them, and vilify the person just simply defending himself. Like, the media manipulation is running real deep. There's such a left-wing bias that is becoming so blatant. Like, I really believe we are in the time of revelation. We are going through an apocalypse. Not apocalypse like the end of times or some final battle. I mean the actual definition of the term apocalypse or revelation, which is a lifting of the veil, a lifting of the revealing of the truth. That's what apocalypse means. And we're seeing this media with such a left-wing bias trying to manipulate what you think, manipulate the version of events, manipulate the information, manipulate the angle. And I like how Laura Logan once said, if everywhere you see, they're all, or at least 90% of all of the information you're consuming is all saying the same thing, at some point that's going to weigh on an individual, weigh on the populace to think this is right, this is correct, because so many people agree. But that's not the case. And when you look at the bias that they're coming at the situation with, you can see they're real quick to ignore the violence taking part in causes that they support. And they'll also ignore the background of said individuals, because keep in mind, all three people who were shot in Kenosha, and including, and those two who unfortunately died, all have criminal records. One for sexual assault of a minor, I believe, pedophile. Remember, once upon a time, just a couple of weeks ago, there was a popular meme going around where it was once, I guess, okay to want to attack a pedophile. Whatever happened to that? Oh, well, it's a Black Lives Matter pedophile. Then let's forget about that. The other one arrested for burglary, and then a third one arrested for, I believe, domestic violence, assault with a weapon, strangulation. These are not good actors, and odds of them being part of the peaceful protest and not the rioters, I don't know for an absolute fact. There's no direct video of them burning anything down, but given their past records, it's not likely that they did not take part in the destruction and were not taking part in the destruction. And given that Kyle Rittenhouse was just there to try to protect businesses because the city is not stepping up, the city is failing, the government political figures are turning a blind eye and not doing anything, and they're not allowing the police to step forward, and they are turning away Trump's request to send federal troops or agents, as what happened in Kenosha the night before these shootings. But then after the shootings, okay, Trump, now, yeah, we want your help. We send the troops. But the people around the country are seeing that in Portland, Seattle, Washington, D.C., the mob is coming out in full force, and there's no protection. And you have people like Kyle Rittenhouse who now feels that, hey, we need to defend our property. Or even if it's not their property, we need to defend our country. We need to defend the communities we love. I may not own that business. I may not even live in that town, but because I love my community or I love my country, if the government's not going to do it, if the police are not going to step up and stop the violence, then we will. But again, media will try to manipulate your perspective and paint who they want to be the good guys. So I just had to share that. You cannot trust what you see in the news. And that's true on both sides. There's a liberal bias and there's a conservative bias. We need to be mindful of our biases and our confirmation biases. Check all of the information. Look at all of the information that is out there, all of the video if there is any, and then weigh the truth for ourselves. We can't be manipulated, but we're really in the midst of a war for our minds and body. And the assault on the mind is definitely coming from the media. We need to wake up to that, and it seems to be coming, showing in a lot of the polling. Since why Don Lemon, and I'll speak on that on another video. But Don Lemon and Chris Cuomo, Fredo, have now been, oh my God, it's showing up in the polling. We better lose. So it's time for us to keep speaking up. Don't be afraid to answer these polls. I know a lot of Americans who don't agree with the far left, as a lot of these Pew Research polls and other polls are showing. A lot of people are afraid to say what they think. You get a pollster call, you don't know who exactly it is. If they got your phone number, they have an idea of who you are and can dox you potentially. And I know a lot of you are afraid to give your information, because if you really tell what you really think, you're afraid you're gonna get doxxed, you're gonna get attacked. I can respect that. If you don't want to speak your mind, speak your truth because you're afraid of being attacked, that's okay. But I do want to encourage others out there. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to speak your mind, speak your truth, and honestly express yourself. Let them know in the polls it's not okay. Don't just go with the crowd. But for those who don't feel comfortable with that, don't worry. People like myself, we'll continue to speak our mind and let our truths be known. We know there is a silent majority. Just let that voice be heard at some point, preferably in the polls. Show them where it counts the most, where no one else can ridicule you, judge you, or pressure you. It's just you and that ballot. All right, so keep the revolution going. Viva la revolution. All right, so this is Bruce the Boss Brooks, and I'll be out. All right, so again, don't forget to like and or subscribe if you like this information. I'll keep trying to put out videos, and feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section. I appreciate for all of the support I have gotten the last week I've been starting this. Several subscribers in so far, so it's growing, and as a result, my videos are getting out there and more views. So again, definitely appreciate it. Y'all have a great and blessed weekend. Peace.